Hi guys, this is France. I thought I might make a slightly longer video, and so I decided I would post this one to YouTube and just link it to you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. So, I hope you've been enjoying Neville's videos and learning some things from them. I still listen to them every day. I keep learning so much stuff about him and about how other people used their imagination. Yeah, it's fun. It's informative. It's helpful. I mean, just waking up and you'll have a thought that'll go through your head, and then sometimes you'll interact with it, and someone's over with their camera. You'll interact with it, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of times when I have interactions with myself, I'm starting to notice how those conversations come up during the day, especially when I go visit this one person, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it's the connection of the people that I run into, how similar they are to me, like in thinking, or I'm not sure. I just know that it's been happening. And this one guy, I don't know if I probably haven't told you this because I haven't really told a lot of stories, but not too long ago, I had a conversation with myself where for some reason, I said, I don't get out of bed unless I'm making $1 million a day. And I said to myself, that's just how it is. And then I just kind of laughed because I said, I like that. I like the way it sounds, right? And so that day I was working for that guy, and I was doing something, I was reading or something. It came up behind me, and he handed me $1 million bill. Now, I had mentioned this to him. Honestly, it was just, again, something that just kind of went through my head, and I liked it. And it's like I want to take what happened there into reality. And it's like, how did I do that? So he comes up to me and he hands me this $1 million bill. Apparently he knows the guy that owns the website. It's called Easy Millions. And I just looked at it, and then at the time I said to him, I don't get out of bed unless I'm making $1 million. And he kind of looked at me, and I just said, that's the way it is. Exactly like I said earlier, right? But that wasn't the first time that has happened with him. Before that, I'm trying to think of what happened. Before that, I had a thought, probably the same time of the day. I was just chatting with myself, and I said, you know how you do your affirmation kind of things? I was saying something like, I am so valuable. I am as valuable as the Hope Diamond. And that is so interesting because I've never thought of the Hope Diamond before. I mean, I know it exists, but I really hadn't thought of it. And that day, he said to me, you're so valuable to me. And I said, as valuable as the Hope Diamond, because it was on, kind of in the back of my head then. And he just looked at me, and you know what he told me? Oh my God. He said, why did you say that? And I just looked at him because I don't know why I said it. I said it earlier to myself. He said when he was younger, they housed the Hope Diamond in his house for a while because his family was well connected. They knew kings and presidents and this kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I've learned to not get excited when people talk about things like that because, for me, it needs to be normal. But it's kind of interesting. I don't think he's the only person that's happened to me with. I met a lady who, during the conversation, we were having a group conversation. And we were going around asking people different things. And there was a couple of times where what I thought At that moment, I thought something and she said it. And I said, oh my gosh, I was thinking the same thing. And then like a moment later, she did it again. I'm like literally thinking the same thing. And it was like, I mean, it's really easy to see how we're connected if you just pay attention, right? We're connected because we're all the same. We are literally the same being in different bodies. Think about that for a minute. So that's really what Neville teaches, is that we are all God and we're just using various vessels. And actually the physicality of it is kind of interesting. You can look that up. Where actually the spirit isn't actually in the body. It's in and through and around. It's not actually in the body. The body is a separate vessel. And according to Neville, I don't think I mentioned this yet, your head, your hands, your feet are vortexes. I know, not something you really want to think about a lot. But anyway, I wanted to share just a little bit, what I'm thinking, what I've been experimenting with, and just some tidbits, guys. I encourage you to really, pursue this line of information and start to, experiment with it. It's fun. It doesn't hurt anyone. It can only bring you more goodness based on how you use it, I mean, every day we use it all the time. This is just a way of controlling how you're using it and benefiting from how you're using it by understanding that you're already using it. All right, guys. Have a great day.